Good evening, everybody. It is December 24th, 2022. It is 8:22 in the evening. Okay, this is part 2, People in the Bible Before Christ. This is the name, date, identification, storyline, read it in the Bible. Okay. This is the name. Abraham means father of a multitude. The date, 22nd century BC. Identification, the friend of God and first great patriarch of Israel. Storyline, Abraham proved himself to be a man of great faith. Read it in the Bible. Genesis chapter 11, verse 27. Okay, I think it might just be verse 27. Okay, so we'll read that. I was going to read the whole chapter because I was a little confused, but I think I might know what it is. Okay, 11:27. Now this is the history of the descendants of Terah. Terah was the father of Abram, Nahor and Haran, and Haran was the father of Lot. Okay, and then I think it's 12:9, chapter 12, verse 9. Oh, I'm reading out of the Amplified Version, Joyce Meyer's Amplified Version. Okay. Chapter 12, verse 9. Abram journeyed on, still going toward the south, the Negeb. Okay. And then, let's see. Chapter 22, verses 1 through 14. Okay, chapter 22, verses 1 through 14. After these events, God tested and proved Abraham and said to him, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. God said, Take now your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the region of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering upon one of the mountains of which I will tell you. So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him and his son Isaac, and he split the wood for the burnt offering, and then began the trip to the place of which God had told him. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. And Abraham said to his servants, Settle down and stay here with the donkey, and I and the young men will go yonder and worship and come again to you. Then Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and laid it on the shoulders of Isaac his son, and he took the fire pot in his own hand, and said, and the 2 of them went on together. And Isaac said to Abraham, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. Isaac said, See, here are the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt sacrifice? Abraham said, "My son, God himself will provide a lamb for the burnt offering." So the two went on together. When they came to the place of which God had told them, Abraham built an altar there, and he laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on the wood. And the verse that goes with that is Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took hold of the knife to slay his son. The next, and the verse that goes with that is Hebrews chapter 11, verses 17 through 19. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, "Abraham, Abraham." He answered, "Here I am." And he said, "Do not lay your hand on the lad or do anything to him, for now I know you fear and revere God, since you have not held back from me or begrudged giving me your son, your only son." Then Abraham looked up and glanced around, and behold, behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up for a burnt offering and an ascending sacrifice instead of his son. So Abraham called the name of the place, "The Lord will provide." And it is said to this day, "On the mount of the Lord it will be provided." So there's that. Okay, I think that might be all of them. Yes, those are all of the verses. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas Eve to everybody.